Hi guys, it's Andrea here. I know I've been off for a week. I took a break with the family. It was great to get away. Look, today I really want you guys to watch this because we're going to talk about Achilles and Achilles pain, and it is a really common thing that we see each and every day in clinic as a podiatrist. So if you hang around till the end, I'll share the 3 mistakes as outlined at the beginning that people make when they have this particular problem. So the reason I want to discuss Achilles was I popped the video on about heel pain in kids a week or so ago, and talking about the attachment of the Achilles onto the heel and the pain that caused. And I thought, well, let's progress that and let's talk about adults, especially active people, because now with, again, football, netball, soccer season, transferring into boots and low drop shoes, we're starting to see an increased incidence of this problem as we see a spike in activity. So really what I want to do is explain why it's a negative, okay? So if you've got heel pain, if you've got Achilles pain, what are the major dramas? Well, obviously you're getting pain before you start training, you get pain at the end of training, and that really makes it hard to get going, to kind of get the most out of the training session that you want to get out of. And the second one is, in the worst cases, that pain is just so bad, you actually have to stop training. It prevents you from doing the drills, and we all know how on a Thursday, when you're getting selected for game day on Saturday, how important that is. So, that's a really big negative. And the last one is a big negative, is that for some people, especially those people who are tradies or on their feet and they're playing sports, or you work in retail and hospitality and playing on the weekend, having this Achilles pain can actually impact on work. And then if it impacts on work, it affects your quality of life. So why is it important that we get this fixed? Well, it's important we get this fixed so none of those things happen, so that you can train, that you can play to the maximum of your ability. You can get picked for the game on Saturday without worrying about your Achilles soreness. And obviously that you can live a life that you want to live, so that you don't, you're doing the things that you want to do and the things that you really get a kick out of in life, especially walking around and doing those kind of active things. So, well, let's move on to the mistakes. So what are the big mistakes that people make? The big mistakes people make, the number one mistake we see is people rest. That's right, you heard me, rest. Resting, if you've got an Achilles tendon problem, is not a good idea. What we're looking at with a tendon, and Achilles tendon in particular, it's an overuse injury. So generally, the tendon, you've started doing some activity and you've just spiked it. You've taken it right up. And with that increase and sudden increase in load, you've in effect overloaded the tendon, and it's just saying, hey, I'm having a problem here. The worst thing you can do though is rest that tendon, because if you rest the tendon, the resilience of the tendon drops. And so what we talk about is activity modification, so changing the activity you're doing. We don't want you to rest, but we want to change the activity we're doing. And that's the first mistake that I want you guys to focus on. Don't rest. We want to modify the activity. Now, obviously, if you're not 100% sure, that's what health professionals are there for, but please don't rest a bung Achilles or a grumbly Achilles, okay? That's not the way to fix it. The second one is don't stretch, okay? So I see a lot of people come in to see me who have had Achilles pain. Oh, I've been stretching because I've got tight calves. Don't stretch. Stretching the Achilles increases the load on the tendon and will have the effect of potentially aggravating and making it worse. So if you have got tight calves, sure, get somebody to rub them out, get some dry needling or acupuncture or something to help massage and release the calf. But please don't stretch, because stretching will only increase the load, which we term the eccentric load, on the Achilles, and that can actually stir it up. The third mistake I see is people think, well, I should get into flat shoes because flat shoes will make the Achilles better. Wrong. Ladies, this is a great tip for you. If you like wearing high heels and you've got Achilles pain and it's really killing you, get into those heels, okay? Going into a low drop shoe, going into a flat shoe, in the same way we spoke about with kids a week or so ago, will only increase the load on the tendon. It increases that stretching, that eccentric load, in the same way that footy boots do because they're very low, or so even some flat basketball shoes that are very low. So what we want you to do is look at shoes that have an element of a pitch or a drop in it. And again, if you're not sure what that means, any good footwear retailer will be able to help you out, or definitely, a health professional such as myself would definitely be able to help you out with that particular problem. Now, I know a lot of people out there advocate rest and a lot of people advocate stretching. But the evidence doesn't bear that out, okay? The best evidence now, the best science-based evidence now is that you should be loading in a controlled fashion your Achilles in order to make it stronger and more resilient. And by doing that, not only will you manage the pain, because some of the exercises have actually been shown to address the pain in and of itself, but it will increase the resilience of that structure, which means less chance of it happening again. And we know that most people that have Achilles tend to have ongoing issues with Achilles. It's kind of up and down type effect. And let's be honest, none of us want that. We want to kind of have that all sorted and done so that it becomes not a problem anymore. You don't have to worry about it. And you can play your sport, do your activity, do your work without worrying about that one little bit. Now, if you're thinking, oh man, I really want to get this checked out, look, we've still got our gap-free offer running through till the end of May. And if you're interested, just pop down interested or offer, and I'll flick you a message across with the link to get onto that. But really think about getting it sorted too, because the longer you have it, the more entrenched it becomes. The more entrenched it becomes, the harder it is to shake and the more debilitating it can be. So don't put it on side. My suggestion is definitely get to it treated and avoid those 3 mistakes that I've pointed out before, okay? Look, thanks for watching. You guys have been great. I'm going to head off and get back into seeing patients. But as always, if you know someone who's having this, and you guys out there kicking the round ball or kicking an AFL ball, or you ladies playing netball, or even the girls that are playing the sports, the soccer and the footy, you know there's people in your team that have this problem. Let them know. Share. Tag them in here. Like this. Really get the word out. Let's try and stop people having these same mistakes and repeating things that will only make the problem worse. Okay? So this is AC finishing off. Thanks again. Hope you have an awesome day. And I'll catch up with you guys soon. Catch ya.